Anyways, welcome, everybody. It's been a minute since we've been on, and that is just, um, I guess there's a lot happening in the world, and we've all sort of taken the time to process and put our thoughts together, and sort of um, communicate with family, friends, and just represent the mission and the things going out there in the world in our own specific way. And we sort of decided to take a break and just sort of attend to that. But we've now come together as the talkative to, I guess, do what we do best, and that's build a podcast. Quick shout out to Dikachi. Dikachi's in the background. Just always in the background doing his own thing. So shout out to Dikachi for that. But yeah, since we're on that topic of um, um, the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I kind of wanted to, first of all, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody who's been championing the movement, who's been out there on the front lines, whether you're marching or you're, behind the scenes, educating yourself, educating a friend, sharing those tweets, signing petitions, donating, supporting black businesses. Huge shout out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I wanted to just kind of ask, how has that been for you guys? Like, what has been that experience? Just the whole movement. Like, the last couple of weeks.
Man,
I mean, I can start since I put that loaded question. For me personally, it's been a lot of emotions, and I'm sure that three of us can sort of agree to a point where it's like I feel as though because I came here to Canada in 2010 as an international student, I was sort of torn between two places because this issue that is facing America is also the same thing facing my country, Nigeria, right, and other African countries in terms of like police injustice, right? Like we have SARS, right? Like you people, if you don't know, that is another branch of the Nigerian police in Nigeria, and it, it's one of those things, man. And then the whole rape situation, it's also a big thing back home. It's a big situation back home, and I was just sort of torn between both places because I wanted to be able to support um both 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 platforms, and then I think the thing that made me start to speak up and start to participate more was someone said, um, it's it's not like when they pull you over in Canada and then you say, "Oh, my name is Musa." Then I'm like, "Oh shit, let's look for a Nigerian police officer that will treat your case." It's still the same guy
Yeah.
who's going to treat your case. If they're going to treat your case, they're not going to be like, "Oh, you're Nigerian." Oh yeah, be going. We're only looking for people who are born and raised here, and that's kind of caught me. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to sort of just like speak up and be a part of it. And I've been doing that in my own way, as
Yeah.
as everybody has been. Um, um, uh, I do want to say I like the outcomes. I like the results that have been produced, which is something I'm going to go into a little bit later. But I wanted to hear what you guys think in terms of like what has been your experience like. Mine has just been emotional. It's been a learning curve for me personally. I've learned, I've been educated, and I've just learned about checking up on people, man, because some people have taken this thing differently. Like some people have been affected differently, right? Personally, emotionally, and otherwise. Naza.
yeah, man. Like this thing has been overwhelming, yo. Like it started off with like, okay, let's justice, this and that, but it just seems like the louder, you know, we raise our voice, the more obvious it is that it's not going anywhere, right? Because like, bro, it's not. It's just I'm just to the point now where I'm like, you know what? Like I don't even know what to do again. I'm just tired, literally tired. Like, and I've not even gone out to protest yet. So imagine people that are actually protesting. Shout out to everyone that's doing all of that stuff. But my main worry is two things. Is this like however this is gonna turn out? Yes, we are. We may. It looks like we're covering grounds, but this ground is genuine, or like
It's your noise.
yeah, is it all noise? Is it just to shut us up because wow, like these guys are gaining momentum. So let's do whatever it is to keep these people, make them okay. Whereas behind the scenes, all of these things are still going on. And this is, and when we talk about, Black Lives Mattering, it's just like police brutality, is just one section of it. There's a whole different one, a whole list of this systemic or systematic, I don't know what the right word is, oppression on the black race, or to the black race. I don't know. Grammar is not my
within the black race.
within. God bless you.
About
or
the
to the black race. Or you understand? You get me? And then my other thing now is like, do we always have to move to this much? Do we have to, rally? Do we have to protest? Must we carry this thing on our head like this before something is done?
Oh, man.
How many times are we going to, do like request justice, protest, do what, loot and blah blah blah, for these guys to actually know that, okay, yes, these guys are like, there's something wrong. I don't know. That's just my worry, because I know I watched one video where like there was one guy that was 60, one guy that was 50, and they were both complaining that the guy at 60, in his teens age, he came to that same place where they are protesting now.
Right.
He protested there. The guy that was 50 protested there too in his teens, and they were both telling one boy that's 16 years old that he should be ready to protest there. And that guy was already there protesting. So that shows us that generation after generation after generation are doing the same thing. They're having the same issues, protesting for the same reason.
Right.
It's just nothing. It's not just going to end.
Yeah.
It's not. So I'm just, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, you're definitely right, man. Emina, what
Yeah.
about you? What's
To be honest, it's actually a bit of part of what Naza said, and a bit of, so this kind of times I just took a little bit of I just always try to look around and see what my environment is also saying, right? Because I'm going to give 3 instances. Some of them are online, and I have one personal from my workplace, right? So when I say I'm looking at my environment to see how my environment is responding to it, it's just basically the immediate white people you see, whether you know them or not. You understand? How are they responding? How are they now? Because when you now look around and they see black people, they know protest is going on. How are they looking at you? Or how do they react now, right? So I was just at work one day. I was just passing by. One lady just yelled, "Hey, Kevin Hart is here. Look at Kevin Hart." So now I just, my response was like, "What?" I just looked at her like, and I kept walking because I don't know what I was going to respond if I slowed down, right? So now what I want to get out of that, is it that white people are the ones that are maybe sitting on the fence are trying too hard to show that they are not racist? Or are they trying to mask themselves and smile in public and then have a frown or still harbor that scorn underneath, right? Or is it just like, why should this make you comfortable? Why should you have to change your attitude? Say, let's say you weren't racist before, or why is this making you too uncomfortable? Like, black people just passed and then you're now uncomfortable. I'm just looking at how my environment is reacting to these things, right? And it's just weird. It's actually only one of my managers at work was like, "Oh, I understand all these things that is going on. I just wanted to ask, are you okay? Like, how are you dealing with it?" Only one of my managers out of how many in the store that kind of hinted that, you understand? That kind of talked about it. Like, I didn't discuss that much. I told her, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it's one of those things, right? Like, how is everything else? How is the environment trying to respond to this? Like Naza said, is this just another noise that we're going to make, and then they will just do whatever they can to shut us up for the moment, but then the whole thing is still going on in the background, right? It's just crazy. And then my second instance, which is online, is a video that I saw of a lady in traffic that just called a black woman the N-word. And then when she now confronted her, I was like, "Why would you call me that?" Right? The lady started crying and started being like, she's tired. So the white lady, right, She's tired of all these things that is happening. She's tired of all the protests. So it's kind of like she's tired of us complaining about the oppression we receive. You understand? The oppression towards us. Is it that you just want the protest to stop so that you can go back to your... There's just a whole lot of emotions going on, and I don't really know what the end result will be. And that's the funny part. It's like, strongly believe that this is not going to end. There are people who are rooted, who have that deep hate that is not going to end. People who feel themselves as superior to the black race. It's not going to end. And they are actually right now irritated of the fact that we are making noise. That's just my own take from this.
Yeah, and one thing I for sure believe in is I don't have my stats right, but a vast majority of white people are racist. It's just a matter of time for them to play it out.
Yep.
Honestly, like they just haven't found themselves in that position, right? But a huge amount of them, they're racist. Just like once that time comes, then it's just gonna be obvious.
Yep.
So like I'm just very, very cautious. Like I don't just move around these guys that much anymore, cause bro, you just be surprised, man. You really will be surprised. It's crazy.
Right. No, you guys are all right, and like I said, everybody's taking this very differently, and I'm just happy that we're able to speak about it because I know it's tough. I know it's not really a black and white thing. It's either you're with us or you're against us. But I do want to say that if you're listening, I think the best thing that we can do going forward is just educate. Just talk about it as best as we possibly can, because some people don't know really, man. Some people don't know. Some people don't know when they are offending you. Mm-hmm. Like the person who called you Kevin Hart. Like, that person might in their best defense, they might be like, I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? And you know what's funny? I'm sure if they said that 6 months ago, it might be a different tone, right? And now that they're saying it now, it's like, bro, it's not funny now.
Yeah,
it's not funny now. But the whole idea of you guys saying you don't know if it's just noise, I just want to just quickly go through a list of the things that have sort of changed or that have happened because of. First of all, this is probably the biggest historical protest in the world ever. So we've had protests, in other continents, in other parts of the world, and it's just big. It's just getting bigger. Some of the things that have changed for our listeners out there, and those who don't necessarily know. I'll try to be as quick with this. Minneapolis has banned the use of chokeholds as part of an arresting method, as well as other departments, other police, government, other police departments. So in Michigan, Cincinnati, Chicago, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Baltimore, Phoenix, Columbia, South Carolina. South Carolina have all come together to create revamp the whole police department and all that kind of stuff. So they've banned certain police practices. I think the one with New York is now they have access to records of police matters and police affairs and police issues in terms of disciplinary hearings of police officers, right? And then if you call as a Karen and say, hey, there's a black man here, and you're found in the wrong, apparently it's a crime now in New York. So if you just call and claim that there's a black person here and your complaint is not valid,
right,
then it's a crime in New York. So
I see a flaw in that, bro. That's what I'm saying. They're all saying that's not an action plan. That's just if this happens. I'm telling you, that's just to shut black people up.
It is a step forward.
How are they going to investigate if that was a Karen call?
I think they would have their means though.
Let them use this lady, this Amy Cooper lady. Let them use her to set a proper example. All they did there was she lost her job.
Yeah, but there's no law against that calling.
But that's what I'm telling you, bro. This is just going to be something that's written on paper and. Bro,
no, but
this is June.
It's been signed into law.
This is June 2020.
Right.
I guarantee you, June 2021, there'll be another person we're fighting for justice. There's no two ways about it. It's the harsh reality. I'm not saying somebody's going to do. So I want somebody to die, but this is what all this story they are telling us here. I beg.
No, you have a point to that, but it's still a step in the right direction, in my opinion. It's still there is a lot to be done, but it's still a step in the right direction.
So when are they going to? When is the police going to come back? There's no police anymore.
Police what?
The ones that were did they disband the police in Minneapolis?
I don't necessarily think they disbanded them. Just kind of like reformed the whole thing. So they probably have gotten rid of they've gotten rid of some of the police officers and sort of reformed the entire police department. Some certain school boards have severed ties with police, so no more having police security on the premises. Confederate monuments have been removed. They banned the use of Confederate flags in NASCAR, and some guys actually quit. Walmart stopped selling guns and locking up their black hair products. I'm not even sure how that affects the whole situation. Apparently Juneteenth is now a paid holiday or something. So it's to support the whole protest and everything. And also it honors the day in 1865 in which more than 2 years after Emancipation proclamation was issued. So there's a lot happening. A lot of leaders have stepped down. Apparently the CEO of CrossFit has stepped down because of their remarks towards the Black Lives Matter thing.
Do you know what happened with the CrossFit guy?
No, not particularly.
All right. So this CrossFit guy, there was some lady that I think so like some lady asked him a question about the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
And he made a joke about it. Yeah, he made a joke about the whole thing and was like, "Oh, do you really want to know what my opinion is?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So when that thing got viral, Reebok pulled off their sponsorship. Nike pulled off a lot of big names pulled out their sponsorship from CrossFit. All of a sudden, he came to render some silly apology. That this and that's what I'm saying. That's when I say majority of these white people are actually racist. It's not even a joke.
Right.
If the only reason why he's doing is the same thing with the government,
right,
it's because of the money. Because he's lost all his sponsorships, then it's now the oh my god, like let me put out an official statement.
Unofficial just to cover
my name.
As a
but
fee,
deep
yes.
within, does he feel any remorse about what he said? No. If there was no repercussion to if he did not come outside, would he have come to render an apology? No.
I mean, but I get what you're saying, but I feel like back in the day, that can happen and that would just be swept under the rug. But now it's like it's happened. People have like called it out, and obviously he might be stepping down with like a nice severance package, but regardless,
heavy one, bro.
Regardless, he's stepping down, and that's for me. I'll take that win, and I'm just trying to be optimistic with the whole situation.
It's a step by step thing.
Exactly.
Right? So let's just see how it go from here.
When we're like entertainment now, Oscars have created a whole social justice group to sort of help with inclusion and diversity in the Oscars, which is something we've been speaking on for years and years and years. Now maybe we might get people.
I can't wait to see that to play. I think that's what I'm seeing. My own, I want to see results. Don't be telling me we are going to. What's that going to take me?
But it's not going to be overnight.
Oh,
right?
please!
It's not going to be overnight.
Like they didn't know. See, trust me. Even this economy starting up is another way to shut up this whole protesting. I'm pretty sure they feel like, oh, these people are not. They don't, like a lot of people are working from home. They have the time to go and
That's
protest.
like your conspiracy theory.
No. That's just the honest truth. Because from nowhere, when this protest started covering ground, all of a sudden cases are increasing. Cases are increasing. They've not flattened this curve yet, but because our protest is covering ground, then they want to open. What are they opening for? Why? It's not the same reason why you locked it has not been fixed. You want to start opening now because Black Lives Matter protest is gaining ground. I'm sure they feel like, oh, these guys have so much time on their hands. Let's make them busy. Let's keep them busy and distract them. That's why NBA wants to start. All of these people are starting to. Bro, man, forget. That's not. See, this thing's not going anywhere. I'm telling you, bro. Next year will be justice. 2 years from now, that's just the simple way.
I've got to disagree with you on that. I feel like there's progress being made. I feel like there's a step in the right direction. I feel like there's a lot of work to be done because when you think about it, George Floyd, GoFundMe raised a ton of money for his funeral. A lot of people came out in support of that. But then when they put the same murderers, the same guys who have been charged with murder on bail,
they put those guys on bail real quick,
and they crowdfunded their bail. That's a problem.
You see now. So
how much did you raise for George Floyd?
I can't remember the number.
I think it was up to 9 million.
how much
9 mil?
was raised
Yeah.
for George
Oh
Floyd.
yeah.
I think
I'm not looking
it was in the high
I'm
meals.
not looking at the disparity in how much it was. I'm just
Right.
looking at the fact that
The fact that they crowdfunded it
crowdfunded for the cup
was
was $1 million. Yeah. So for one of the cups, it was $1 million.
But that guy wasn't the main guy though. He wasn't the guy that. He was one of the guys. Apparently, he was the one that like was even trying to. He was a junior.
He was
corp.
he's the new hire.
Yeah, a new hire, and he even tried to be like, "Yo, like let's flip this guy."
Yeah.
So he was not really a bad cop, and like apparently even there was a cop, can't remember the state where this happened, but a similar, police on black issue where the cop was like, "Yo, you are hurting this guy. Like let's render aid."
Yep.
And then later, like I think the black guy eventually died.
Yeah.
That cop was removed from the force.
The one that said
The one that said, "Oh, like let's help this guy." So even amongst cops, it now made it's not an excuse, but it now made sense as to why the fellow cops did not even want to like do anything, because their job, like doing the right thing, their own job is at risk. If that guy lost his job for just trying to, make this guy understand that this guy, you already have him under control. Why are you still doing all of this? It just made sense, man.
Is that for George Floyd?
Yeah, so apparently, according to what I'm reading here, it raised the most GoFundMe I've ever seen, 13 mil.
13 million. Yeah, I know. When at the point where I saw it, it was 9 million and counting. Yeah.
I mean, that is. I mean, no doubt. So the solidarity has been great. But I also want to just point out that also in Nigeria, the movement on black injustice, a lot of the big issue in Nigeria is now the rape situation, and it's been declared. Finally, there's been a word for it. It's been declared an epidemic in the country. So Nigeria has a pandemic and an epidemic. Yeah. But just seeing that come to light, that it's not being hidden, shout out to all the people who are in Nigeria who are
putting in the effort,
going out to these police stations and protesting and trying to get government to get involved. I do hope that it's not something that just like again to make noise. I do hope it's something that's been acted on. So just a quick shout out to all those platforms and companies and activists and initiatives out there who were speaking on the whole rape thing, because it is a big issue. I don't want to go into the details about the stories that I'm hearing.
Just too much, so many names.
It's crazy, but shout out to everybody who's doing their part.
I feel like that Nigeria's rape issue is even worse than this Black Lives Matter.
That
honestly,
thing,
man, because those people are blinded by nonsense like tradition, religion, like culture, all of the like. Theirs is it is deep, is inside their being.
Imagine what goes on in those rural areas.
It's
Oh my
inside their
goodness.
being.
It's just
That's
too
why
much.
like that one is like man, yes, it's just difficult. Like it's sad, man. So when you now finish fighting for Black Lives to Matter, within the Black Lives, women will now have to be dealing with rape, like just because niggas are not just using sense. Like they just don't know. Like what kind of bro, man? I don't know.
No, you're definitely right, and I do hope that these criminals are brought to justice. And I don't want to go on that because I do have sisters, and I
I feel like rape should be a death sentence straight. No, seriously.
God, I would support that thing.
Yeah,
I would support that thing.
the moment you're found guilty,
The moment you are
just
found
shoot
guilty.
you just tie you around that. In fact, it should just blow you up. That's like,
Eh?
yeah, like, it just blow you up. Finish. Like there's really no two ways about it, because I feel like the effect of rape,
yes.
that's the only
Yes.
way, that's the only justice that you can save. Not jail term is not even enough.
It's
Life,
not
I don't even
enough.
want life. It's okay. You
One
can go and
thing
be
I-
flexing there, because you're still eating food in the jail.
Yeah.
Right.
That girl that you've destroyed her life, she may have lost. Bro, just kill them.
I hate the fact that they can, one way or the other, they can come out of jail, because they will just come out like this and just mess up again.
Just to point out that I get that, yes, a lot of these rapists are men, but let's not forget that there are also women who are molesters.
Yes,
let's
definitely.
finish this meal, guys. Let's finish. No. I get what you're saying, but like,
I just want to put it out there.
oh yeah.
Let's finish with
Let's finish with the male one, because That's like the mega issue.
That's the bigger
guys
one.
that they are ripping will come to those ones later. let's finish. Let's finish with the guys that are ripping women.
Yo, facts.
Because bro, man, like I'm just weak.
But I think I would let everybody speak on this, and that will kind of just wrap this whole segment. But what is your? I know you probably don't have any, but for me, I think the best thing I've seen so far with the whole movement is the whole pull up or shut up challenge, right? Where it's like, because my own thing was how a lot of companies are putting up a lot of money and a lot of doing whatever they can to in front. Like you said, they'll come out, Adidas put up 100 mil. Everybody said, nah, that's not enough. They put up 120 mil. Jordan.
So 120 on top of the 100.
No. Put an extra 20 on put up an extra 20 on top of the 100. Okay. Jordan put out 100 mil.
Jordan put up 100 mil within 10 years. Oh, he did not just drop 100 mil right now. I know. We know. Within 10, so that's 10 mil a year.
We know.
But you can do better, Jordan. You really can do better. But it's okay.
But I'm just saying, it's like, but the whole idea is now like when you're now looking to like your the business, look at their employees, you look at their executive levels. There is no like not necessarily for these brands I just called out, but a lot of these businesses, there's no black leader. There's no like executives are occupied by all like white people. I mean, what are you doing with your microphone? I can hear it.
You can hear. Oh, that's great.
That's what I'm saying. I hear it. None of these none of these positions are being occupied by black people, and that's my own problem. So when the whole pull up or shut up challenge was like, I get you for putting up the money. Okay, show us who's in your office, and
right.
It's like, I saw this list, right, and I don't know why I don't have that list, but somebody actually went and did the research of like cosmetic companies that are owned by black people and owned by white people. I kid you not, there's a white woman out there, a white person or a white team that is calling their cosmetic line African's Best. I kid you not. I was Africa's something. I was confused.
Wow.
So it's like, so my thing was that whole thing was great to see how like companies are like, okay, we need to.
That's unbelievable.
We need to restructure. We need to figure out what's happening with our companies and how to sort of have black people be a part of it. That's why Adidas put up 120 million, because they're like, oh shit, okay, hey, you guys are having like a lot of black people working in your
I know Adidas.
Like when we think of like LMVH, Virgil Abloh, which people have said is no more black. according to the society, Virgil Abloh is not black anymore, but he's probably like one of the first black, creative director for like LMVH, and we drink the most Hennessy. Because Hennessy is part of LMVH. Is it LMVH or LVMH? Which one is it? Louis Vuitton, Beauclerc. What's the M for again? H is for Hennessy and M is for something.
M is for.
Wait, same company owns all of that?
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton, Vive, Hennessy.
Yeah.
Owned by one person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not one person, but like a
LMVH.
conglomerate, yeah.
Wow. On that one, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. I mean, catch. Figure out what M is for, man. So Louis Vuitton, Veuve, Hennessy, and something.
With Vogue.
No, Veuve.
Okay.
Veuve Clicquot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
That is wow.
That's a lot of no. Wow. That's a big umbrella, yo.
Wow, bro. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, my God.
G, that's money.
There's cash right there, bro.
Woo.
So that's my thing. So so that has sort of so in that when that whole thing started happening, there's been a surge in support for black businesses, search for black businesses. So that's my own takeaway from this whole movement that I'm in love with, because now, maybe I'll probably get employed for a. By the way, so M is for Moe.
No way.
Moe.
Oh, you hear that rhyme? But wait, wow, Louis Vuitton, Moe, Hennessy, and what's the other guy?
You know,
So Louis Vuitton, Moe,
Hennessy and
no way,
Veuve Clicquot, yeah.
so
Moe.
one company owns.
It's under one umbrella. No,
Hennessy.
this guy sitting on cash. This is meta cash. What?
I can tell you that this is a huge company that's patronized by black people.
Yes. Facts.
That Hennessy side.
That Louis Vuitton side. Hush Puppy did it.
Speaking of.
Let's go there, bro.
Speaking of. Our homeboy was a.
Who that? You are
Our. I knew him from you guys saying.
Relax.
I didn't know that guy.
I don't know that guy.
All right.